Officials from the Institute are attending the 2016-2017 Dry Season Caribbean Climate Outlook Forum, or CARICOF, at the Grenada by Rex Resorts. It brings together regional Met officers and international researchers. Now, while bearing good news for farmers that they will get some rainy spells during the dry season, they are warning that unseasonal rains may continue this month. Chief of Applied Meteorology and Climatology at CIMH, Adrian Trotman, noted the concern over flooding in various Caribbean islands in recent times.
I am not anticipating necessarily that will be the case, but it should be better than normal, but not necessarily more extreme events to cause flooding, particularly during January and February. It might continue, December might continue the trends we saw in November, but we feel that this would peter out and we won't necessarily have any more flood-like events. It might be the event that do happen could be worse, but not necessarily have more flood-like events.
The chief meteorologist says they have not yet completed the forecast, which identifies conditions which could be expected during the latter part of the dry season.
We can make some guesses, we prefer not. There's a lot of uncertainty. But when you look in the western, northwestern Caribbean, particularly in parts of Cuba and so on, where we know that heading into the dry season, that there were already concerns regarding water. And even if it's wetter than normal in some parts of Cuba, because there was already concerns where the deficits were fairly high in some parts of Cuba, the wetter than normal might not offset the total situation. Then there are parts of Cuba that, particularly majority of Cuba, the western half of Cuba, we don't expect rainfall to be above normal in the dry season. So there might be some countries with some serious concerns. In Cuba in pockets, the Cayman Islands, which we recognize that if we don't have a lot of rain in December, could be their driest year on record, moving into a dry season.
During this week's meeting in Grenada, participants will examine potential implications of the fluctuating weather patterns. They will also offer insight into how people could reduce risks related to adverse weather conditions. Miguel Payne for GBN News.